Hi everyone, my name's Angie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fun Easter project. I'm going to be decoupaging some Easter eggs with napkins and Mod Podge, and I'm going to be gluing them to an Easter wreath. So if that sounds like fun to you, then let's go ahead and get started.
For this project, you're going to need a straw wreath, some Mod Podge, and I bought in the satin type, an assortment of colored and pictured napkins. I bought these at Home Good, and you want to get the medium to heavy weight. Some sponge brushes, some Easter eggs, you can get colored or white, some floral pins, and some wooden Easter grass. You can get it in brown or green. I bought it at Hobby Lobby. So to get started, you're going to want to start cutting out your pictures off of your napkins. And you're going to want to get as many pictures as you can in different sizes. Keep a trash bag nearby because there's lots of little pieces. So you just want a variety, and you want to get some of the background color also. There's going to be small spots on the eggs to fill in with little pieces. So just make sure you have a little pile of each napkin color.
So you just want to put enough glue for the section you're working in, and you want to keep the top and the bottom clean so you have a place to hold the egg while you're working on it. And what I found was easier is putting the backing from the napkin on first and just tapping it on here, and then dabbing more glue on that, and then putting the picture part over it. And then you want to come back over the edges and kind of tap the Mod Podge on the edges. And then you'll need to take the tip of your finger or something to kind of press it around just to seal the edges into it. And then you'll want to come back and kind of overlap it and just go around the whole egg and then do the top and bottom part last.
Okay, now I'm moving on to a different egg. The color of the egg will show through a little bit, so you want to either use white eggs or you want to use an egg that matches your napkin. And I looked up on YouTube different ways to do this, and this was actually the easiest way for me. But you might want to look up different ways and kind of see what the easiest way for you is to do it, because there's different ways. Like one lady wrapped an entire napkin around the egg and then cut off the excess, and to me that just turned out kind of bulky, but for her it worked. So I'm putting a little bit of glue on just the spot that I'm about to cover, then I'm sticking the picture on, and then I'm covering it with the Mod Podge, because you want the entire picture to be covered with Mod Podge, because that's what gives it the sheen from the satin, and that's what's going to hold it down well. So you kind of overlap the edges as you do it, and you work around the egg as you hold the clean part on the top and bottom. You just continue to work your way around section by section. This is kind of a tedious process. If not everyone's going to like this kind of project, but I would decide ahead of time how many eggs you're going to need. I actually made, I think, 5 more than I needed. Decide how many you want to do, and it does get easier as you kind of learn the process.
Okay, so now I have 5 of each one, and I'm letting these finish drying. I'm gonna go back around and cover up the tops and bottoms, and then cover up any spots like here where the egg shows through more. And just, yeah, just kind of go over them a little bit. Like this doesn't show as much because the egg matches the napkin. But I think I'm just gonna do 5 of each one. And I have some different shades, so I separated them into color groups, and I'm gonna add these. And I've also got some smaller ones that I'm also gonna add to the wreath. That way I'm not just having to make a bunch of these. And it'll just give it more variety on the wreath. So I'm gonna go ahead and start filling in the spots on these. Okay, so this is what the wreath looks like now. I took the wreath outside and shook it off because it sheds really badly. And then I just took this wood and grass stuff. You can get it in brown or green. And I lightly glued just a light covering of it down, and then I went back and pinned in with these floral pins, little groupings of it. I only had 1 bag of this stuff, so I was trying to kind of spread it out. But if I need to, after the eggs are on, I can go back and just pin in little bunches of it wherever there's an empty spot. So I've got my eggs kind of sorted out, and then I've got these eggs that are drying, which really you just want to pick 1/2 of the egg that you like the best, because the back of it's not going to show. So, and this is the only egg I still need to add a piece to, but I'm letting it dry first. So now I'm just going to lay out the eggs and decide how I want to place them on here. And then once they're dry, I'll go ahead and start gluing them on. Okay, so this is the picture that I'm kind of going off of for my inspiration. Kind of like how they did like color groupings on it.
So here I'm trying to lay the eggs out on the wreath to kind of get an idea of what direction I want them going in and how I want to group them. But they don't want to stay on there, so I'm going to do it next to the wreath to kind of see what pattern I want to have. So I'm thinking I'm going to go kind of light to dark colors, and I'm kind of counting here to see how many eggs I want on each side. So I'm starting at the bottom, and I'm gonna just start going around it. Make sure that you're putting it on the side up that you're wanting the picture to show on. And I'm gonna add some of these smaller eggs in, just to give it more dimension. The glue held really well. using the smaller eggs kind of on the outer sides of it and to fill in any empty spots. And as you do this process, you will want to stop and kind of hold it up to see what it looks like. It actually looks different hanging up than it does laying flat like this. So here I'm going back and just adding some spots after I looked at it. Here I'm deciding that I don't have enough of the decoupage eggs in this one area, so I'm going to actually pull, I think I end up cutting 3 of the eggs off, which was kind of hard once the glue dried to do that. But I'm glad I did it because it looks better. Okay, now I'm going back on a different day, and I went and got more of this grass, and I'm adding it to the inner and outer edges just to fill it in more. This is after I hung it up on the door. I started seeing some empty places. I had a little more egg on one side than on the other side. Okay, then I decided to add this little picture to it, this little sign. So I'm using fishing wire or fishing line, and I'm tying the sign onto it, and then I'm also going to glue the bottom. And then you can also use the fishing line to make a little loop to hang it with. So I'm gluing the line to make it secure, then I'm just covering it with some grass seed. There's not a big glue dot there. So everyone, this wraps up today's project. I really enjoyed doing this project. It was kind of challenging, but I am really happy with how it turned out. If you liked this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know, or leave me a comment. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you here. I do 2 new videos every week, so I'll see you in a few days. Bye.